Thank you for having us.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, so cool. Thank you. Beautiful day. Ah. Oh, this beautiful winter in KwaZulu-Natal.
Yes.
Lovely.
Beautiful days. Just a bit chilly in the morning.
Yes, indeed. But thanks so much, Neil, to have us. Yeah, and it's great to be seeing a lot of musicians. As you know, Mandla came together because I was talking to him yesterday, and he's very interesting to discuss some music with you. But how has it been with all this lockdown, and how that affected the jazz club and your life in the last year?
It's been very difficult to plan anything, and I mean, as with most things, with music and with performances and concerts and recording and so on, you need to plan ahead. So it's been very much a kind of stop and start business. I mean, the Jazz Center, last year we were quite busy, but doing everything online. So we tried to do online concerts and so on. But over time, interest started to dwindle, because I think people want the actual human interaction. And I think the thing that we realized from music is that it's much more than the music. It's actually, the music is simply about bringing people together.
Yeah, with us was the opposite. We got really busy. Yeah.
Right. Because,
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. We got really busy. Tried to help with them, not only with the science, but also with the pandemic response in South Africa. Yeah.
Right.
And yes, and here we are again. Yeah, it's starting to get busy again.
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, that was one of the things that we did as the center, was that we started to make our concerts more about fundraising. And so we did a series of concerts over the year to try to help whoever. And I think, that's the one thing about musicians, is that they have, I think, that innately this kind of instinct to want to contribute.
Yes.
And the problem, unfortunately, is that just in terms of our systems, is that the musicians themselves, in terms of how they're able to operate and make a living, are kind of right at the bottom of the pile. So in terms of our contribution, it's we give so much, but under these conditions, we get so little.
Yes. Mandla and I were talking. It almost felt that the musicians were forgotten, no?
Yeah, I mean, it's like that. It can be frustrating, as Neil says. Also, the lack of human spirit in activities, all the visual things that we have to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can say it just gave us the opportunity to face the music even more.
And what do you think about the experiments that they just did in the UK? Because they got these big festivals now, and then the thing is that people could go to them if they have been vaccinated or if they just test negative from COVID, and they managed to get like 5,000 people under a big tent and head again. What do you think about this trade back, that the population kind of accepting the vaccine just to go back to the kind of life of like music and art? And
Yeah, well, I mean that's fantastic. I mean, that people should want that enough. I mean, that basically music and being together, this sense of community could incentivize vaccination and so on. In other words, you will be vaccinated because ultimately you want to be together.
Yeah. I mean, like, how long does it take for you to keep that level of immunity? Like, how long does it take? Is there a time when the immunity goes down at some point and then you have to go and do another vaccine or?
Yeah, so the most powerful vaccines, which by case we are using in South Africa, we expect to last at least for a year. And we will know after that, because anyway, we are learning about that. But one thing that we know is that especially the vaccine that they are rolling out in South Africa now for elderly people, the Pfizer, is really, really strong. And they found that it's so strong that initially the idea was around 4 weeks to get the second dose. But what they say, even if you wait 3 months, it's going to even be stronger. So that's a way that but the main thing is that if one stop transmission of coronavirus, and then will not tend to come back, especially with large percentage of people either with previous infection or with vaccine. So in South Africa, I think that we just have to go through our winter, which in KwaZulu-Natal and Durban is not terrible, and vaccinate people. And I imagine that by the spring or summer, we could potentially even be back to normal.
So can we expect a third wave in KwaZulu-Natal, and when might that be?
So in KwaZulu-Natal, will probably this third wave is like the first wave that move between provinces. You remember the first wave is starting the Western Cape and moved to Gauteng and then moved to UKZN. The second one just came with a new variant and infect everyone. So we can expect in KwaZulu-Natal maybe in a few weeks. But again, if we rush now with increasing vaccination, especially in place without the third wave may not be as big and may also not be as deadly. But Neil, one thing that we also want to show us one song of your new album. Would you mind playing a little bit for us?
Yes.
Sure.
We can do that.
Yes, because these days we don't want to be just gloom and doom. We also have to bring some happiness to people's hearts.
Absolutely.